Hey my Pilates people, welcome to my channel, Connect and Move. My name is Jessica. Today I have for you kind of a centering tower session. So I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel today. We're not doing anything crazy. That's why I'm kind of labeling this as an all levels flow. But today is just about finding your center, maybe moving in a little bit more slower connection type of way and just tapping into those muscles that we should be working from as opposed to just moving all willy-nilly about, right? So with that being said, I want you to honor your body, right? Take it at your own pace. If you need to make adjustments with your springs, your body, your equipment, whatever the case may be, right, please do so. We're gonna be starting just lying down with some just a little bit of pre-Pilates, and then we'll move into our leg springs. So I have two eyelets right here, and I have my leg springs on the top eyelet, and then I have my arm spring set up at the one below it. Again, choose accordingly for your body, your equipment. We don't need the rollback bar today. We will be using the push through bar. I do have it kind of back away so I can hold on to the uprights. Sometimes mine just really gets in the way. And then we will be kneeling at some point. So if you need a pad for kneeling, go ahead and grab it. And then let's get started. So we're gonna start lying on your back. Your head is towards your tower. Your knees are bent, your feet are flat on the mat. Arms are long down by your side. And just take a moment here to just find center. You might even look at your legs and see, are my inner thighs in line with my pubic bone, in line with my nose, all right? And then as you take that big breath in, feel your ribs, your low ribs kind of push east and west. And then as you exhale, just allow the ribs to soften, and then maybe you can get a little bit longer. Let's do that again. Another big breath in. Think of reaching down and out through the fingertips. And then as you exhale, keep the length. Maybe the tailbone gets a little bit heavier into the mat. Let's do that one more time. Big breath in. Find that east and west breath. And then as you exhale, keep the broadness across your chest. Allow the ribs to soften down into the mat. So keep your knees and your thighs zipped up here. And now just straighten your right leg out. All right, so it's kind of at this 45-ish degree angle. And then feel that both hips or both butt cheeks are equally into the mat. The sides of your ribs, or the back of your ribs rather, are equally into the mat, the shoulders, the upper back. And now you're gonna keep that alignment and just lower your right leg down. Maybe it taps the mat, maybe not, that's okay. And then lift the leg back up. Inhale as you lower, and exhale as you lift. Buddha, is it gonna be one of those days? I tried to give you extra love this morning before this video. So as you're lowering and lifting the leg, it's challenging your core, it's challenging the rest of your body, saying, how stable can you be while this leg moves through space? Last one here. And then lift back up, knees together, bend that knee, place the foot down. Extend your left leg out. Again, pause here for a moment and just see what you need to do, where you need to shift to get equal weight into your cheeks, your ribs, your back, your shoulders. Again, arms are actively pressing down. And then lower that straight leg down and then lift it up. Think of those left toes scraping across that wall in front of you. And the entire time you are hugging your inner thigh line. So my left leg is scraping across my right inner thigh, right inside of the leg that whole time. How heavy can you sink the base of the ribs? We have two. And last one, float the leg up, bend the knee, place the foot down. All right, so I want you to take your hands onto your uprights and then just find a kind of a 90-ish degree bend with your elbows. So my hands are in line with my elbows right now. right? And that's where I'm going to start. You should be right in line with that top eyelet if you have one, right? Or you're just in the center of the mat. Go ahead and grab your leg springs. Let's place the straps on the base of the arches. So you're like right above the heel. Take your hands back onto the uprights. I want you to push into those uprights and then drop your tailbone down. If that means the legs have to come down, that's fine. So my knees are bent. I'm in this little Pilates V position. And I'm gonna use the push into my hands to feel my shoulders and my ribs just sink heavy into the mat. Press your heels together, keep the shape of your spine, and now straighten the legs out, 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 and then resist the springs back in. So imagine you're doing footwork, right? Push the foot bar away and then exhale back in. Inhale, press the legs out, and exhale, pull back in. There's a little bit of a nod to your chin to keep the back of the neck open or long. And every now and then, I just like to look up and see, where are my legs going? We think we're centered, but they might be going off to the right or to the left. Let's do 2. And last one here, press the legs out, hold here. Now I want you to find parallel. Wrap the toes up and over, but feel the heels reach down and under. Focus more on the heels going down and under. And now drag that imaginary carriage in, and then press the legs back out. Exhale, drag the heels under, and then inhale back out. I find this position is harder when my legs are slightly apart, so I'm really trying to hug my inner thighs together. And then drive the heels back under. Inhale takes you out. Exhale, pull the heels under. Last one here. Press it out. And now I want you to go back to that Pilates V. Point out through your toes, check your neck, and now flex your feet as much as you can without the strap sliding off, and then point the toes. Active flex of the feet. Even pull your pinky toes back, and then point out through the toes. Make sure that your sternum is soft. Our ribs are still bolted down into the mat. And your tailbone is heavy. You have 3 and 2. Work it in both directions. Last one, point out through the toes. Keep the coils of the springs pulling away from one another, and now draw little circles with each leg. Focus more on the down part of the circle or the bottom part of the circle rather than the top part of the circle. For 3 and 2 and 1, hold here, reverse those circles. The springs are trying to lift your legs up, right? So that's why I'm telling you to focus on the bottom part. Push down, push down, push down for 2 and 1. Now hold here with the legs zipped up. You're still in your Pilates V. Bend your knees in. Just take a moment, readjust if you need, maybe turn your head from right to left. And then go ahead and just press the legs back out to that working angle. And now, again, keeping the springs relatively stable, I want you to cross your right leg over your left leg. And then reverse or switch. So when I'm doing this cross, I'm thinking of my heels going to the opposite side of the room. So my left heel is going to the right, my right heel is going to the left. So I really feel those inner thighs. Still pushing into the uprights like you're doing a headstand the whole time. We've got 3 and 2 and 1. Now keep your left leg crossed over your right leg, okay? Think more of this as an upper thigh bone connection rather than an ankle connection. And now float the legs up, 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 and then lower the legs back down. Float the legs up, deep in the front of your hip creases, and then lower, down,
down. Again. So right now you're in external rotation with both legs. I don't know about you, but my inner thighs are really screaming at me right now. Go ahead and lower the legs down. Right leg over left leg. Float the legs up. Again, still think of your heels going to the opposite sides of the room. Check your neck here, y'all. Pelvis stays stable. The rest of your spine stays stable. Hello, inner thighs. You have 2. And last one. Go ahead, find that Pilates V again. Bend your knees in and just take a quick moment. All right. Let's finish strong here. Couple more things. Hands back up onto those uprights. You want to make things harder, you can always straighten your arms out, or of course do the opposite and scoot closer up to the uprights. So I'm gonna straighten my legs up to the ceiling. Again, my booty is heavy. I'm gonna lower my legs down, 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 like all the way to the mat if it's available. I'm gonna open my legs just to the width of my tower. I'm gonna float the legs up to that point where I can keep my pelvis stable, and then bring the legs together and then lower the legs back down through center. Let your arms help you where you need it the most. So as I go into like major spring tension, I'm pushing into my arms to really find that extra inch of length. Next time the legs are up at 90, we're gonna reverse. Kind of more like a rectangle or maybe like an oval shape that we're making. Again, still have that slight nod of your chin. Now bring the legs down and into the mat if you can. Find parallel with your legs, okay? So there's almost feels like you're going into a little bit of an internal rotation. Float the legs up to maybe about that imaginary foot bar height. And now open the legs just to the width of the tower, and then pull the legs back in, or the width of your mat, whatever you're on, and then pull the legs back in. Try to fight going into external rotation. I want you to be in parallel or fighting for it the whole time. And make sure the coils of your springs are still trying to stay open. We have 3 and 2. Last one, zip the legs up together, bend your knees all the way in. I want you to reach forward and either grab onto your buckles or where the straps kind of converge here, and then drive your elbows, your arms into your knees here, into the inside of your leg. And now without rolling up off the mat, straighten your right leg out like a Peter Pan here. And really find energy out through that heel. And then bend the knee back in, and then other side. If I didn't specify right, we're doing each side here. And then bring both feet back in, and now do both legs out. And then if you'd like, maybe just a little rock from side to side. But really think of sticking your tailbone out right now. All right, let's go ahead and take the straps off. And then let's set up our push-through bar sprung from above. So we're just gonna start here with the push-through bar with just a little push-through, and then we'll come lying down. So feet go up against the uprights here. All 10 toes are looking up to the ceiling. When we do our push through, obviously be mindful you're not gonna chop off your big toes. So my hands are on shoulder width distance apart. Sometimes I like to go wider, you know, I mean, you pick. So I want you to already feel like your tailbone's curling under. So if you've got some extra love back here, sometimes I kind of like to slide the cheeks under, right? So I don't feel any pinching in my low back. So just leaning back here, I want you to feel grounding down through your heels, the back of your legs.
Your tailbone again is already starting to curl under and the abdomen's pulling back, right? I'm gonna pull apart on that bar and then feel that my pinkies are wrapping around just as much as my index fingers. I'm gonna take a big expansive breath into those back ribs. And then on my exhale, I'm gonna use my stomach, right? As I press the bar down and through. Think of this as your spine stretch forward, right? So it's my stomach that's flexing my spine. I'm not just collapsing forward. And then use your stomach muscles to articulate yourself back, like you were gonna roll all the way back into the mat. And then find that lean back again. We're just gonna stay here a couple times, all right? So equal push into your feet. Exhale, push the bar down and through. And then roll yourself back. Think of leading with that pelvis. So as we come back to center, my pelvis is tilting back away from my hips. I'm gonna keep it like that for as long as I can, right? Exhale, press the bar down, go up and over, up and over. So keep pulling back through the pelvis, right? So it's trying to stay curled under. And then roll yourself back. I think a lot of times we forget about it. I say we, I'm talking about me. One more time here. Exhale takes you up and over. Pull back through the ribs. Keep the tailbone curling under. And now stay here. Take a big breath in. And then on your exhale, maybe you go a little bit further, further, further. And then roll the pelvis back. Come all the way back. All right. Bring the legs together now. And then with pointed toes, I want your toes to be in line with the edge of the mat or maybe in line with the uprights, okay? So from here, you're gonna lie down and then place your feet up onto your push-through bar. So if you've worked with the push-through bar before, you know that it takes some finagling to get the sweet spot with your feet. I like to go onto the upper part of my arches here. My arms are weighted down, my tailbone is heavy. I've got length out through the crown of my head. And now I'm gonna pull the bar down like I'm doing a hamstring curl. And I'm gonna keep that downward tension as I push the bar or straighten the legs. And I forgot to mention, I'm hip socket distance apart here with my feet. I'm in parallel. Keep pulling down on the bar and then guide it back up. Last one here. Keep thinking bar pulling into you. And then you push it away. So now with your legs straight, you still keeping the downward energy into the bar and into the legs, reach the arms up to the ceiling. And then as you inhale here, I forgot to cue the inhale, but I inhaled. Exhale, curl your head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat if it's available. If you need, hold on to your legs. If you need, hands can go behind your head. But I just want you to hold here. See that both toes are reaching long over the bar. See that both thighs, both kneecaps are looking up to the ceiling. And then just lengthen back down. Arms can reach up to the ceiling. Let's do that again. Big breath in, broad collarbone. On your exhale, find that upper ab curl. And now I want you to press your palms into your thighs and then see if you can pull back through the stomach a little bit more, but maybe the chest can curl up a little bit higher and then lengthen as you come all the way down. Now, arms reach up to the ceiling. Can you keep the ribs bolted to the mat as the arms go back behind you? And then pick the arms back up. Let's do that again. Inhale, take the arms back, 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 and then exhale, lift the arms up. You don't have to go all the way to the mat. I want you finding the range for your body today, right now, when you can keep the ribs down. And I can tell you right now, my right arm can go way further back than my left arm. Let's do one more here. Inhale the arms back. And then exhale back up. All right. Interlace the webbing of your fingers. Hands are going to go behind the base of your skull. So right from the get-go, I want you to feel your head push back and into your hands, but also kind of traction away from the tower. All right. When you're ready, I want you to exhale and curl the head, neck, and shoulders up, up, up. So just to the tips of your shoulder blades. All right. And now your booty is going to stay down. All right. I want you to pull the bar into you and then press the bar away.
Exhale, pull the bar into you, and then inhale away. Pull the bar into you, and then press it away. Now, keeping the shape of your spine, bring your right knee into your chest as you push the bar away, and then switch. Right leg comes down. Left knee in, right leg pushes down, 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 and then switch. I'm getting a lovely stretch in the back of my neck. My chest may not feel like it's super high up, but I am really working the head pushing back, and the shoulders, my elbows are reaching wide and across the room. For 2. And last one, place the foot down. Go ahead and lower all the way down. Take the hands back down by your sides, or the arms rather. And now I want you to pull that bar into you and then press it up. So now my legs are straight, the bar is up, all right? I'm gonna still think of that downward energy with my legs. And then from here, can you curl the tailbone under? Roll your hips up into bridge and pause. As you exhale, allow that sternum to soften a bit. Take a look at your legs and your toes. Are they still parallel? A lot of times mine want to roll out and do all kinds of funky things. Now keep this sensation of pushing the bar away as your chest softens, your ribs soften, the stomach, the low abdomen, and eventually the low back pelvis comes all the way down. Good, let's do that again. Find that like bone by bone rolling up, and also pay attention to what's happening in your legs and in your feet. Think pubic bone higher than your 2 hip points here at the top, and then melt as you come all the way down, down, down. All right, tailbone stays heavy. Pull the bar down and through. And if it's available, hands go behind the head once again. We find that upper ab curl. So really think of almost rounding into your upper back to try and lift the chest up higher. Now, keep the left leg pushing down into the bar. Right leg is going to float up and then lower it down. Tap the bar, leg lifts up, push down on the bar, and then down. So how stable can you not only keep the rest of your body, but how stable can you keep that push through bar right now? For 3 and 2. And last one, lower the leg down. Left leg floats up and back and down. So something that I see a lot, and even in my own body, as this left leg floats up, my hip really wants to hike up, and especially on this side because I'm so tight. So as the leg comes up, think of that left hip reaching away or down the mat, like it's gonna reach for that right inner thigh. And that just did it. It's crazy how I know this, but like I have to say it so my body can figure it out and find it. Let's do 2. And last one, lower the leg down, lower the head, neck, and shoulders down as well. Arms come back down into the mat. Pull the bar up, push it up. All right, so now we're gonna add the kicks. If the kicks aren't for you today, right, you omit the kicks. Maybe you just work on a little weight shift, all right? Or maybe you just keep going up and down, okay? We won't be here long. So press down through the arms, tailbone rolls under, and then lift yourself up into bridge. So again, think of that pubic bone going up higher than your 2 hip points. Your chest is staying soft. All right, now I want you to float your right leg up and back, and then back down. All right, stability through the pelvis. I'm taking these super slow today. I'm trying not to rush. I need some good centering in my body today. Up and down. Last one. Place the foot back down, center yourself, and then melt. Try to resist the hips from falling first. They are the last to fall all the way down, down, down. All right, push the bar down and through again. Reach the arms up to the ceiling. Big breath in here. And then on your exhale, go ahead and lift the weight of your head up. Booty, you're on my hair. And then roll yourself up and over. If you can, you're either grabbing onto the legs, maybe you're grabbing onto the bar to get a stretch. And then let go of whatever you're holding on to. Arms just reach forward. And then lead with your pelvis. And then roll back, roll back, roll back. Keep pushing the bar away. Like mine's coming with me. I'm trying not to let it come with me. Go all the way down. Arms reach back behind you. Pick the arms back up. Broad collarbone here. On your exhale, lift the weight of your head up. Come up just the tips of your shoulder blades again. Everybody grab onto the side of your leg, side of your thighs. Walk up them as high as you can while keeping just the tip of your shoulder blades to the mat, all right? And now using your arms and your abdominals, could you curl up one more little inch? And breathe. And then could you curl up one more little inch? Maybe you gotta walk the hands up higher, that's okay. So as I'm pulling with my arms, my chest is trying to come up and over my stomach that's pulling away from my thighs. Lots of opposition. And can you come up a little bit higher? And then a little bit higher. Find that sticky spot. And then a little bit higher. Keep pulling back through the stomach, keep rolling the tailbone under, y'all. And then up, 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 up. All right, so let's carefully take your feet off the bar. Guide the bar up here, okay? And now we're gonna flip around and then lie on your back. So you are now about, I don't know, that 90-degree bend of an elbow's distance. I'm gonna grab onto the bar and I'm gonna hold on shoulder width distance apart. My knees are bent, but not like I was gonna do a bridge. So if you can see here, I've got a lot of space between my heels and my seat. I'm gonna squeeze my inner thighs together. My booty is gonna stay down. Pull apart on that bar, take a big breath in, and then on your exhale, lift the weight of your head up. Find that sticky spot that you just found rolling up, and then continue to roll up. Take your time through it, take your time through it, and then come all the way up. And then pause here. Check your neck. Allow the ribs to soften into your back, but keep the lift of your spine. And now as you roll the pelvis away from your thighs, keep pushing the bar up, 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 and then melt all the way down. All right, you feel like you're too close, too far away, you'll know, right? Make your adjustments. So once again, pull apart on that bar. Use your exhale through those sticky spots. Take your time, take your time. Push down through your feet. Come up into your teaser today, still with feet down. And now when you start to roll back, I want you to think of pushing the bar to your thighs. Kind of like how we did the seated push through, only now it's just way harder. And come all the way down. All right, so now, kind of like how we did the beginning of class, legs, knees stay zipped up. Straighten your right leg out, okay? If it starts to get too quaddy meaning top of the thigh, find a turnout, okay? You pick. All right, so legs squeeze together, legs don't move. Roll yourself up, up, up. The only reason your leg right now might move is because it's getting longer, all right? And now as you roll back, push that bar to your thighs. Find a little bit more length in the sides of your neck. Come all the way down. 2 more here. We are not going for a 2-legged teaser today. We're just gonna do this unilateral work. Hug the inner thighs, push the bar to your thighs, and melt all the way down. All right, last one here. Find that bone by bone. Lift up even taller, and then melt, melt, melt. All the way down. Right foot comes down, left leg goes straight. Again, squeeze your knees and inner thighs together, pull apart on that bar. Right foot stays planted, and then melt. Pelvis moves first, y'all. Try not to just let everything sink. I can feel myself wanting to go there. 2 more. Every side is different. Pinkies at the party. This doesn't have to be a crazy high thing. You go up to that challenge point. If you're tight, the higher up you go, the harder it is because that leg might be really tight. Last one here. Find that rounding through the upper back as you pass through that long line and up at the top. Bar to your thighs. Push the bar to your thighs. Bar to your thighs. All the way down. Place the foot down. Take your feet wide onto the mat. Keep holding onto the bar. Drop your knees off to the left. And look over your right shoulder. And something you can do to manipulate and just get a deeper stretch is I'm trying to slide the bar to my left so it twists my upper body to the right. And the knees go up and over to the right. I'm going to slide the bar to the right as well. And then back to center. Just let the bar go up here. We're going to do a little arm springs. All right, so make sure your leg springs are pushed off to the side. And of course, you know the deal. You need to scoot further away. You scoot further away. All right, so legs are zipped up. You're in the center of your tower here. My arms are straight up to the sky and I've got an active punch out through my fist, kind of like how we did with that roll up. So find your neutral spine, heavy tailbone, heavy ribs. And now lower the arms all the way down and into the mat if you can and pause. Hold, 2, 3, and then float the arms back up. Now we're gonna add on, okay? So as you're pushing down through the feet, I want you to feel like you're also pulling the feet to your seat, like you had a ball behind your knees right now, okay? So keep that connection, all right? And now when you press the arms down, use the resistance of the springs, almost like your upper body was drawing back to the wall or back to the tower. And then float the arms back up. So this can easily be a full body exercise if we really think about it. So the lower my arms go, the more I've got to activate my legs to stretch my waist and then float the arms back up. I want you walking out of here with a midriff shirt on. And if you already have a midriff shirt, then it's, I don't know, maybe you'll be, I don't know, we won't even go there. But it could happen. And then float the arms back up. If you've ever done work on the pedipole, that's what I'm kind of challenging or channeling right now. And then arms come up. All right, now we're gonna come down and play. So arms come down, legs stay energized, booty stays heavy. Turn the palms facing in just a little bit. All right, and now open the arms out to the side and then pull the arms back in. Inhale as the arms go out to the side and then exhale, pull back in. So like a little mini snow angel and back in. Dig down through the balls of your feet, y'all. The further out the arms go, right, the harder you have to work to stay connected to your armpits. Let's do 2. And the last one. Turn the palms facing down and then float the arms all the way up. Okay, go ahead and just drop those down to the side. We are done with them for now. I want you to grab the bar and flip over onto your stomach. When your arms are straight here, your hands will be in line with the uprights. They are back to that shoulder width distance apart. Boo boo, I love you. So legs can either be zipped up together or slightly apart. I gotta go as wide as my mat here. So my forehead is into the mat. My tailbone is long. My pubic bone is pressing down. I'm gonna pull apart on that bar, bend the elbows wide, and pull the bar into me, but also up, and then press it back out. So when the elbows bend wide, think of them going across the room to create that space in your upper back. And then think of the fists going up and over that bar. A lot of times we're so concerned with lifting the bar up that we break at the wrist. Last one here. Space between shoulder blades and then back out. Now keep the connection of the arms to the back, push down into the bar. Let the ribs come with you as you lift up into extension. And then lengthen back down. Push down, think lift up through the upper abdominals, then you lift up. So sometimes I play around with this kind of like rolling up, like an articulation up. So I find my upper abdominals first. I try to lift them up, then my ribs come, then my chest comes, then my head and my gaze forward, and then drop the head down just a little bit. And now as you come down, think of rounding up and over something as you come down, almost like you do on the ladder barrel. So we push down, upper abdominals lift first, a little bit harder on the shoulders. We articulate up, 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 and then head drops a little bit. Think of rounding up and over something. There's a little ball underneath your upper abs. Last one here. Find that pinky line. Lift up. It also kind of prevents you from going into your low back. Drop the head, dive up and over, up and over, up and over. Awesome work. Carefully float the bar up. And now we're gonna do away with the push through bar, and we're gonna set up our arm springs up high. In fact, where your push through bar spring is. All right, so my springs are up top here. Now, I do have eyelets on the side on my uprights, and I also have them like on the top bar. I'm gonna go wide for today as opposed to more narrow. Again, you do you. Sometimes we're working with a springboard wall, so we only have that one angle, I guess, or width. So standing now, handle in each hand, we're gonna be facing away from our tower. I like a Pilates V here. I find more stability. If you wanna go parallel, right, you are more than welcome, all right? So find your Pilates V. I'm gonna reach my arms out in front of me, all right? Or like at a hug. So right away, I'm gonna have to come back with my feet. I can just tell you right now, I'm not gonna be able to get those arms together. So I'm gonna think of lifting up out tall through my crown of my head. My tailbone is reaching to my heels. My inner thighs are active, no matter where your legs are at. And now can you keep the shape of your spine and the length, and now hug the arms in, and then open the arms out wide, or really hug your hands in. All right, so hug the hands towards one another, and then open the arms out wide. So it's not how much your arms can move, it's how stable can you keep the rest of your body here. And to even add on, can you keep the space in your upper back as the arms open and close? So instead of going from retraction, protraction, try to keep them slightly protracted. For 2. And last one. Now bring the arms about shoulder width distance apart, turn the palms facing down, and now we float the arms up, 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 and then lower the arms back down. It's your long stretch, but remember that sensation when you were lying on your back and I asked you to reach your arms back behind you and the ribs might want to pop, right? Find that rib drawing back sensation as the arms raise, right? And you keep them there as the arms lower. Inhale the arms up. Exhale the arms down. Last one here. They lift and lower. Now keep this strong reach out through your hands, whether fingertips or fists. And now could you lift your heels up? And then lower them back down. So I really have to think of my pubic bone going forward here because my booty really wants to stick out, and then back down. And I also have to trust that I'm not gonna face plant. So heels lift, I gotta lean more into the wind and lower. Heels lift and lower.
I know I'm cueing not booty sticking out, and I'm sure mine is looking like it's doing it. Arms are feeling it right now. Keep drawing back through your sternum and reaching out through those fists. Good, last one here. And then lower, and then carefully lean yourself back into that upright position. All right, we're now gonna switch up, turn around and face your tower. So I want you to find, let's go arms into 90. Let's do that first. So arms up at 90, palms are facing into you. My feet are about hip socket, shoulder width-ish. Maybe you've got a kind of in between. So all 10 toes are facing forward now. I'm gonna lean back a little bit. Still have a tripod connection down through your feet. And now arms are gonna stay at 90. Can you now bend into your knees and lower down into a squat and then stand it back up? I need a little bit more support. I'm gonna back up. I know it's gonna be harder on my upper body. Arms up at 90. I'm gonna squat down, think stomach massage. Lift the belly as the thighs come closer and then stand it back up. Again, exhale as you lower down. And then inhale to stand up, just like your footwork. Exhale to lower down. Inhale to stand up. This time, come all the way up to standing. Turn your palms now facing to the wall behind you. And now press the arms back. Find a little chest lift, maybe a little baby back bend. And then bring the arms back up to 90 again. We squat down, kneecaps face forward, and then stand it up. Palms flip back behind you. We press the arms back, puff up the chest, and then arms come back up to 90. We squat down and stand it up. Puff up that chest. Think fingertips reaching down and then back. Last one here. We squat down and up. And now I want you to walk forward. So now my fists are more punching down to the floor. Find a Pilates V. Press the arms down and back. Pause. Could you lift the ribs up off the hips a hair higher? And now turn your head to the right. Turn your head to the left. Turn your head to center and then slowly release. Last one here. Arms pressed down and back. Find the broad collarbone. Turn your head to the left. Turn your head to the right. And then turn your head to center and then slowly release. And you are done. I appreciate you being here today. If you're enjoying this content and you haven't subscribed yet, you should subscribe. I'll see you next time.